Grandpa's on the line. Today's a special day, I tell you. I woke up, had my coffee, looked out the window, and it hit me. McDonald's. Don't ask why, but it just warmed my soul. Felt that itch to build it. So I hopped into Minecraft and whipped up my very own McDonald's. Well, whipped up is a stretch. I crafted it slow and with love, like a burger on the grill. But that's not the point today. Today I want to tell you why McDonald's isn't just food. It's part of my American life. Ready? Grab a seat. I'm flipping on storytelling mode. First time I stepped into a McDonald's, must have been 1978. I had just landed my first decent job, something like a tech assistant. Money was tight, but I could afford a Big Mac and a Coke. It was summer blazing hot. I walk in, air conditioning blowing, smell of fries and fresh buns in the air, and Bee Gees playing in the background. Felt like stepping into a movie. I sat down by the window, ordered a Big Mac, and I swear, best lunch of my life. Not because it was the tastiest thing, though it was darn good, but because I felt, I don't know, Bruno. I guess. From then on, I had a tradition. Every Friday after work, McDonald's and a milkshake. Sounds simple, but to me it was a personal holiday. Even when money was tight, I'd rather run out of gas than skip my cheeseburger. Priorities. Kid grandpa style.
Now listen up, because I'm about to tell you a story I haven't shared with many. There was this girl, yep. Grandpa had his time when his hair blew in the wind and his heart beat like redstone on power mode. Her name was Linda, sweet girl, gentle, with eyes like McFlurry caramel. We just started seeing each other and I thought, where should I take her? Nothing fancy but heartfelt. Of course, McDonald's. It was practically a romantic restaurant for regular American fellas like me. I pick her up, smelling like cologne, shirt ironed, strutting in like it's a 5-star steakhouse. She smiles, orders a cheeseburger and fries, and me, trying to impress, say, 2 cherry pies, please. Cashier, young guy, cocky, looks me dead in the eye and says, we're out of pies. I froze. Out of pies, that was my romantic closer. So I told him, straight-faced, young man, do you understand? You've just nearly destroyed love? He looked at me like I was nuts. Linda giggled, and there I stood, tray in hand, feeling like James Bond, just in a McDonald's instead of Monaco. We sat there munching fries, and I told her, someday I'm gonna build my own McDonald's, one where cherry pies never run out. buddy. Years later, I did it in Minecraft. But still, a promise kept. Years passed, Linda became my wife, and McDonald's, well, it stayed with us, became our family spot. We had a rule every Sunday. No cooking, no dishes, just McD's with the kids and good vibes. We'd pile into the old pickup, crank the radio, and drive like we were heading to Disneyland. Kids in the back screaming, "I want a Happy Meal. I want a toy." No pickles on mine. And I'm driving thinking, this is the American dream. Not a villa, but a pile of fries. And that's even better. One time we hit the drive-thru, big order. 2 Big Macs, a McChicken milkshake, and of course, 3 Happy Meals. I roll home, proud as a creeper near Redstone. I open the bags. Bam! No Happy Meals. Instead, some salad, a fillet of fish, and a coffee with almond milk. I looked at it and thought, is this some vegan professor's order? I went back, walked in, said, "Listen, I may be old, but I ain't voluntarily eating kale quinoa surprise." The guy laughed, fixed it all. After that, my kids started calling me Dad, the Happy Meal hero. And I was proud, honestly, because there are things in life you don't give up. Family memories and Happy Meals with the toy. I had a job once, not my dream, but it paid the bills right across the street. Good old McDonald's. Every morning I went in there like it was a ceremony. Same window seat, same cup of coffee, same egg muffin. And I'll tell you straight, my day didn't start until I had my McCoffee. Not the boss, not the reports, not even Monday could begin before that first sip. There was this guy I started seeing there. Hair like mine, only messier jacket that had seen better decades. First we just nodded, a week later we're chatting every morning. His name was Kevin. Used to be an electrician, said life twisted him up a bit, but man, did he have stories. One time he told me he short-circuited an entire mall's Christmas lights and launched Santa into a fountain. I nearly spit out my coffee. We'd sit, sip, talk movies and the news, would you believe? Real friendship born in a McDonald's. One Christmas, I gave him a pair of warm gloves and said, "Kevin, you're a rascal, but you're ours." He smiled and said, "And you, Grandpa, you're a real hero in your own way." Didn't expect that, but it felt good. You know, over time, I realized something. McDonald's, it ain't just a place to eat. It's a time anchor. Life changes. People leave, jobs shift, kids grow up. But you walk into that same McDonald's, sit at the same table, and it's like for a moment, you go back to when things were simpler. When my youngest left for college out of state, we stopped at McBee's one last time. We're sitting, eating, smiling, but inside, it hurt. Then he looks at his burger and says, "Dad, thanks, I'll always remember how you got us Happy Meals, even when money was tight." I couldn't say a word, just nodded and sipped my Coke to keep from tearing up like a baby. Sometimes it was happy tears too. Once my grandson drew a McDonald's logo on a napkin, but instead of the M, drew my face. Called it Grandpa Donald's. I laughed so hard I snorted and dropped my fries. Now it's a family joke. Where we eatin'? At Grandpa Donald's.
The great donut empire begins here. If these blocks can't handle the weight of frosting, that's it. Game over for the world. This is where the magic happens. One time, a zombie fell in here, came out with a crust and powdered sugar. He's our cashier now. Pink. This isn't just a color. It's the official currency of happiness. One block, one smile. I'm basically investing in joy.
Yo, folks, today we're diving into the sweetest Minecraft build you've ever seen. That's right, Grandpa.
Yes, the grandpa.
Finally said no to boring reality and built my own pink donut cafe right in Minecraft. No rent, no taxes, just style, neon lights, donuts, and 100% chill vibes. How I opened a donut shop in Minecraft. Yo, what's good, Sweet Tooth Squad? It's me, Grandpa, not your average grandpa. I'm a donut master, flavor legend, sugar daddy of the block, if you will. And yeah, I love donuts so much, I swear if you check my ID under blood type, it'd say glazed. So I'm chilling in the kitchen one day, sipping tea, munching a jelly-filled something, and I think to myself, wait a minute, why the heck haven't I opened a donut shop yet? Where's my empire? Where's my neon sign and fat profits? I've always wanted my own cafe, the kind of spot with music playing, cinnamon in the air, and neon lights glowing like you're in GTA, but wholesome. You walk in and you're like, yo, hit me with 3 cinnamon twists, 1 Nutella bomb, and a vanilla latte, just like Grandma used to make. I even had the name ready. Grandpa's Donuts. We fry hard. Catchy, right? Come on, I got branding skills for days. But real life said, oh, you want to open a shop? Cool, here's rent, taxes, licenses, food permits, and by the way, sugar costs more than gas now. So yeah, the dream got iced. But I ain't one to give up that easy. I'm a streamer grandpa at heart, baby, I've lived through 3 recessions, 2 full Windows reinstalls, and 1 power outage that wiped my whole Animal Crossing island. I don't flinch, so I fire up the PlayStation, launch Minecraft, and boom, idea hits me like a creeper in hardcore mode. Why am I stressing? I'll just build my donut shop in Minecraft. No rent, no taxes, just pure cube-based creativity. So I go all in. Start laying down pink blocks for the foundation because style, okay? You think donut shops are built in cobblestone? Please. Put in glass walls for those flexi display cases, drop some furnaces inside for that we bake here vibe. At one point I accidentally lit a tree on fire and half the biome went crispy, but that's fine. Part of the aesthetic charred elegance. Now for the big move. On the roof, I built a gigantic donut. I mean huge, like you can see it from across the map. Dudes flying past on elytrays are like, bro, what's that? Is that a portal to donut heaven? I had a jukebox playing some lo-fi beats with furnace crackle and zombie grunts in the background. Someone in chat said it was like lo-fi study beats, but for a snack break, I'll take it. Oh, and one time a creeper wandered in and exploded right next to the chocolate sprinkles barrel. Half the store went boom, I typed in chat. That wasn't griefing, that was flavor enhancement. Rebuilt the whole thing, better, stronger, more frosting. I even built a pig parking zone outside, painted a little crosswalk, real dedication. And now, every evening I log in, slide behind the counter, sip my imaginary vanilla mocha, and I say, look at me, a grandpa with a dream. Not in real life, sure, but no cleaning toilets, no rent, no angry Yelp reviews, just blocks and bliss. And if you're sitting there thinking this is silly, just remember. In Minecraft, I'm a donut billionaire with neon signs, NPCs, and a whole mood. What about you? What about you? Donuts, donuts, donuts. Donuts break donuts, break donuts, break donuts, break donuts. Donuts break donuts, break donuts, break donuts, break donuts, break donuts, break donuts. All of that we've seen race state, all it makes the first. And all these mother's donuts doing me. Hey, I ain't today.
I dropped a track here, lo-fi donuts to relax grind to. The beat so smooth, a skeleton stood up and started dancing.
Let's donuts by donuts by donuts by donuts by donuts. Donuts by donuts by donuts by donuts by donuts by donuts by donuts.
Right here's where the donuts will be displayed behind the glass. Pure envy from every NPC that walks by. Let them stare. Let them cry. But don't touch. This is the patio area perfect for sitting down, reflecting on life, and eating 6 donuts back to back without a hint of guilt. Well, folks, the donut shop is complete virtual, but it feels real in the heart. Who said grandpas can't be businessmen? I'm basically the Tony Stark of donuts. Smash that, like if your mouth watered at least once during the build. No shame. We understand. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to build a franchise. In the nether, even demons want donuts. You can see this donut from orbit. NASA actually called and asked, "Is this a new planet?" I told them, "Nope. It's love."
Well, hello there, guys and chicks! Hey there, bratanitas e strički. Hola, hermanitos y hermanitas! Ciao, fratelli e sorelle! Bonjour, me ptizami. Hallo, meine Freunde. Well, hey there, my friends. Welcome Welcome to Grandpa Craft, where the tea is hot, the builds are hotter, and the only thing older than me is this damn world seed. I'm not here just stacking blocks, no, no, no. I'm summoning architecture, breathing life into digital dirt, laying stone like sacred scripture. I build cities, fortresses, airports, chicken statues the size of my garage. Why? Because I can, and because I forgot how to exit creative mode. It's cozy! It's cozy! It's nostalgic! Nostalgic! It's one creeper away from a full breakdown. Sometimes I scream at mobs in Italian. Porco Dio. Other times, threaten my PlayStation.
Alright, listen up, folks. Tralalero, tralalala. Today we're gonna build this darn pool, not some muddy pond with frogs in it, but a real one. Bombardito crocodilo. Gonna show you how a real man does it old school style. 36 by 23 blocks, no more, no less. Don't mess it up or you'll end up with a tralala instead of a pool. Back in my day, we didn't need none of these blocks. We just dug a big hole and prayed it didn't leak. Bombobini Gassini. First things first. Lay out your blocks. 15 blocks on each side. Nice and straight. Not green. Not purple, blue, Bombardier Caricadino. Don't get distracted by your phone. I know you. One text, and the whole thing's crooked. Back then you tied up a rope, hammered in a stake, gave it a good old tralalero tralala, and it stayed put. Not like now. Fancy blocks, fancy games, and it still freezes up on me. Bah!
Next up, the walls. This ain't just for looks. You know, keeps the water in. Blue, light blue, white. Not your weird rainbow experiment of it. Bombardiro Caprillo. Look at that, beautiful. My buddy Pete tried building walls once. 2 days later they fell over. Why? 'Cause Pete's an idiot, that's why.
gotta make sure you can see where you're stepping. Light blue, black, make it nice and deep looking. I swear if someone dives in the shallow end and cracks their skull, I ain't dragging them out. Tra-le-ro, tra-la-la. Back in my day, we dug floors with shovels. That was our gym. Not like your fancy gyms now.
Don't forget to make it pretty. Throw in some flowers or patterns, but don't go nuts. It's a pool, not grandma's flower bed. Bombero crocodilo! My wife once planted flowers bigger than our outhouse. Now that's something. But don't you dare fill this whole thing with flowers. I'll come over there with a shovel. I swear.
Gotta give folks somewhere to park their butts. Use all sorts of colors. Red, yellow, blue. The more colors, the better. Back then, I went to a football game. Sat on a bench so hard my back ached for a week. Bombo bini gusini. Tralalero, tralala. Look at this beauty. Don't say the old man doesn't know what he's doing.
Now the fence. The most important part. You know why? 'Cause some drunk fool's gonna fall in. Bombarded or Tralicado! My cousin Pete once got so wasted. He jumped in the pond in winter. We barely fished him out alive. So you better put that fence up, or I'll come over and push you in tralala.
Time for the good stuff. Loungers, stretch out your belly, get a tan. Umbrellas, so the sun don't roast your bald head. And a cover for the audience if it rains. They won't sit there like wet chickens.
Tralalero, tralala. Bombardiro, crocodino. And don't cheap out on the umbrellas. I want it to look classy, not like Pete's broken lawn chairs.
antenna on the TV, kick it good. Say Bumbo Beanie Guzina. And it worked! Now, blocks controllers Wi-Fi. To hell with it! Tra-la-lero, tra-la-la. Why is it freezing up again? I'm pressing the buttons. I swear this fancy crap hates me. Bombadero crocodilo! If it freezes up again, I'll grab my shovel and show you real-life survival. I promise. Well, look at this beauty. The pool's done. The stands are up. The fence is up. The flowers are in. The whole village will come watch your belly flop. Bombo Beanie Gilson! Alright, I'm off. Don't you dare screw this up while I'm gone. I got pigs to feed. Don't call me again unless this whole thing's underwater.